Hey guys, so yesterday I did a video on 5 reasons to be optimistic for NHL 20, and today's video I'm going to go over my 5 biggest concerns about NHL 20 and what I hope and pray doesn't happen to make the finished product kind of what we went through in NHL 19, which was a lot of ups and downs as far as gameplay, content, all that stuff. So let's jump into it. So guys, none of these are in any particular order. They're just the 5 things that I'm most concerned about NHL 20. So we'll start with Versus and Hut. Okay, so gameplay in the beta, the game speed has been relatively okay, but passing has been an absolute disaster, making one-timers pretty much non-existent, and that needs to be fixed, because if passing isn't changed and the game speed isn't increased a little bit with that, because with the new skating animations you can get a little bit more speed because of the no gliding when you receive the puck, that would be pretty devastating. And the other thing would be is if all of these adjustments and whatnot come into place, and it takes away any of the forehand stuff that we now have in the beta, because I personally love all of the new, the new forehand meta, I guess. When I played about 30 versus games over the weekend, being able to score on the forehand off a one-timer or a one-touch pass was just super cool, and it made the game a lot smoother, a little bit more realistic looking, and it wasn't all just trying to circle in the corner for short-side wristers and what have you there. I hope that when the game is launched that the passing is accurate, and I hope that the bouncing out of play off a goaltender when they give you those rebounds, they fly up 50 feet into the air. I hope those are gone as well, because there's just way too many stoppages I found. They just anything off of the net, it was like a rubber ball and it would just fly right up in the air. So I hope those those don't fall flat when the game is launched. Next, anything being adjusted outside of the passing speed in EA Sports Hockey League right now. I know that a lot of people, or some people, have like nitpicky things. Man, the game feels so fresh in sixes, in threes, in even eliminator, and hell, even ones. You can pull off dekes. You can actually snipe a goaltender that's sitting too far in his net. I haven't had this much fun playing sixes since, back in the 5-6 years ago. So this has been a blast, and I really hope that that they don't mess with anything other than the passing speed, because again, it's just as affected, and this is in versus and whatnot. I think the builds are cool. I like the smaller stuff. I mean, if there is one note, it would be to make bigger builds be able to actually knock shorter ones off the puck. I found that shorter players were able to hang on to the puck a little bit too well considering their size, but man, has it been a blast playing sixes and threes and World of Chell modes. Next would be a lack of transparency when it comes to the GWC or esports in general. They took quite a big stride by implementing it with in-game qualifiers for Hut this year, but they were announced in late February, and that means that people that were, competitors and wanted to compete, if they didn't have a good Hut team, they had to grind so hard or spend a ton of money just to catch up, because they didn't announce it at all throughout the year. I really, really hope that it takes a step forward this year, and it's announced early, whether it's Versus or Hut. I hope it stays Hut. It's just announced early, the format, all of that stuff. I hope it's super transparent and super early, so that players, can get better and, actually prepare for the final event, which was awesome this year, by the way. When I was able to attend, the live events were fantastic. The views were, they saw record views compared to last year, and I really hope that there's just a very, very clear early on about what it's going to be. Number 4, this is going to be 2 things kind of tied in. One, I hope PlayStation and Xbox play the same for whatever reason, kind of unconfirmed. They don't this year after basically the beta rollback tuner that happened in February, and it's kind of a mess when you play on 2 consoles, and the game plays completely different. That's just not okay, and I really, really hope that this year everything plays okay. I played the beta on Versus or on Xbox and PlayStation this weekend, and I didn't find any differences, so that's good. The other thing would be, I really hope that they don't do a ton of tuners. I can totally appreciate the fact trying to get things right for the GWC late in the year last year. They wanted to kind of make gameplay and put in all the fixes and whatnot, but I really hope that doesn't happen this year. I hope that they find something. The general consensus is that it's good, and then they stick with it. The problem in NHL is that there's always going to be people that try and sit in practice mode, find all the glitches, the wraps, things like that, and that's going to happen no matter what. It's black and white. You don't have a human goaltender. It's AI controlled until, there's until it's EA Sports Hockey League and it's and it's a goalie in every game. There's just always going to be glitches and things like that. I hope that this year they aren't insanely easy to pull off. I hope that maybe the backhand or behind the net stuff is kind of nerfed a little bit, and I'm super glad about the L2 already. So I just hope that there isn't a ton of tuners and they iron out the problems if there is a groundbreaking one early on and then stick with it. Changing a ton, while I admire them for actually trying and, staying late in the game to try and fix 19 as opposed to working on 20, they did have to spend a lot of resources fixing 19. I just hope that it's in a good spot early, and there isn't a ton of tuners having to be released later on. And number 5, it's content and not HUT. I am 1000% confident that the HUT content will get even better than it was in 19. I personally loved it. I met the developers in charge of it. They are super inspired, and I think that they did a great job, and I totally expect them to kill it in 20. The content I'm talking about is for World of Chell. So, with the introduction of the BR mode for 3's Eliminator and 1's, I actually had a decent little bit of fun with it. It's a gimmick game mode, I understand, but when there's rewards tied with it, it actually made me want to play it, and that goes for pretty much any game mode. People will want to play it if the rewards are cool. They have a really good opportunity with this to, you saw it in the beta where you could unlock those kind of like 90s skates. I hope that the content for every week comes out for that, and it's refreshing, and it doesn't become stagnant, and it's just constant autographed jerseys over and over again. I hope there's cool vanity stuff, because it is cool to rock stuff that you can only get via winning ones, things like that. I think that it is pretty cool, and it keeps people in the game mode with the rewards, so I just hope that they keep up with it, and I know it's a tall task because it's yet another thing they have to do throughout the year, and I really hope that it is going to, remain consistent. So there you have it, guys. Those are my main 5 things that I am concerned about with NHL 20. Now, obviously, that's not all of them. Things we haven't seen, like franchise mode, be a pro, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, gameplay not improving drastically, but I like where it's at right now, other than the passing. And, it's a little sluggish still. I felt Versus felt kind of like a HUT game, so that's an improvement already because the speed just seems to be a little bit more improved, but I like it a little bit quicker. But obviously there are other things, but those are the main one, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Tell me what you are concerned about going into NHL 20, what you hope they improve upon or leave alone. And again, thank you for watching. Please like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want the NHL content that I'm putting out constantly. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.